Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today's episode is for one special group of people, those who feel stuck, tired, and frustrated while learning English.
Exactly. If you've ever said, "I've been learning for years, but I still can't speak confidently," then this conversation is for you.
You know, Mike, I feel like so many learners secretly think they're the problem. They think, I'm not smart enough. I'm too old. I'm too slow. But that's not true at all.
Not even close. If you're struggling to learn English, it's not because you're weak. It's because nobody taught you the right.
Exactly. Most people start learning English with fear. Fear of grammar, fear of mistakes, fear of speaking. And when you mix fear with learning, of course it feels impossible.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to speak English and suddenly your mind just goes blank?
Oh, yes. And you start thinking, I know this word. Why can't I say it now? It happens to everyone, even to native speakers sometimes.
Right. I remember when I was learning Spanish. Someone asked me, "How old are you?" And guess what? I accidentally answered, "I am delicious," because I mixed up the words. Ho 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 ho.
Ha 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 ha. Yes, I remember that story. And look, you didn't stop learning because of one mistake. But English learners often feel ashamed when they make mistakes.
And that shame is what stops learning, not your intelligence. Listen, if no one ever told you this before, you are not the problem. The system is the problem.
Exactly. You were probably taught English the wrong way. Memorize grammar, memorize vocabulary lists, study for exams. But nobody taught you how to use English in real life.
And that's why you feel stuck. Not because you're bad at English, but because you never learned English in a natural, human way.
So today, we're starting this podcast with one message. You are not failing English. English classes failed you.
And we're going to help you fix that. Right here. Right now.
If you're watching this, don't click away. Give us 5 minutes, and I promise you will feel lighter, more confident, and more hopeful about your English journey.
All right, let's begin. Let's talk about the biggest English learning myths that keep you stuck.
All right, let's jump straight into the biggest English learning myths. And honestly, these myths are the reason so many people stay stuck for years.
Yes, and myth number 1 is my personal favorite because I hear it everywhere. You must memorize grammar rules before you can speak.
Oh yes, this one. People think if they don't understand every rule, they shouldn't open their mouth.
Exactly, but nobody learns their first language by memorizing grammar. Kids don't say, "Mom, is this the present perfect tense?"
Laughs. Imagine a baby saying that. But seriously, you learn grammar naturally by listening and speaking, not by memorizing a textbook.
Right. Grammar is important, but it should come later, naturally. Not first. Not with pressure.
Okay, myth number 2. You need a perfect accent to speak English.
Ugh, I hate this one. People think they need to sound like a Hollywood actor before they can speak confidently.
Exactly. But the truth is, English is spoken in dozens of accents. Indian English, Pakistani English, African English, British English, American English. All of them are English.
Yes, and the goal is communication, not perfection. A perfect accent does not make you a good English speaker. Clarity does.
Absolutely. And sometimes learners say, "Oh, my accent is bad." No, your accent is part of your identity. It means you speak more than one language. That's a superpower.
All right, myth number 3, and this is a big one. You need expensive courses, apps, or teachers to improve.
Oh, yes. So many learners think improvement requires money. But that's not true at all.
You can improve with simple tools. YouTube videos, podcasts, conversations with friends, books, subtitles. You don't need fancy programs. You need consistency.
Yes. Most English learners don't need more resources. They need better habits.
Moving on. Myth number 4. If you make mistakes, people will judge you.
This one is heartbreaking because it stops people from speaking. But let me tell you something. In real life, native speakers don't care about your mistakes. They care about your message.
Exactly. When I was learning French, I made so many embarrassing mistakes. And people still helped me. People are kinder than you think.
And mistakes are not a sign of weakness. They are evidence of progress.
And the final myth for today: you must study for hours every day to improve.
No! You can improve with 10-15 minutes of focused practice every day.
It's not about studying hard. It's about studying smart.
And if you can understand this, your entire English journey will become so much easier.
All right, those were the biggest myths. And once you let go of them, you'll finally feel free to learn English the right way.
Coming up next, we're going to talk about the hidden reason people give up learning English. And trust me, it's something you definitely need to hear. Okay, let's talk about something real. Something that almost every English learner feels, but very few people talk about.
Yes. Today, we're talking about the real, hidden reason people give up learning English. And spoiler, it's not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's not time. It's something deeper.
The real reason people give up is fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of making mistakes in front of others.
Fear kills motivation faster than anything. And the sad part is, most learners don't even realize this. They think, oh, I'm just lazy. I lose focus. I can't remember words. But the truth is, they're scared.
Yes. Let me give you an example. I once taught a student who could read and write English very well, but she refused to speak. Why? Because when she was younger, someone laughed at her English. Just once. One comment, and she stayed silent for years.
One negative moment can stay in your heart for a very long time. And unfortunately, many learners have a similar story.
Another hidden reason people give up is embarrassment. Embarrassment feels heavy. It makes you think, what if I make a mistake? What if people think I sound funny? What if I don't understand them?
And because of that embarrassment, learners stop speaking, stop practicing, stop trying. They hide from English instead of growing with it.
Let me tell you something important. Feeling embarrassed is normal, but letting it control your future is not fair, especially to yourself.
There's another hidden reason, too. Comparison. People look at someone who speaks better English and think, why can't I speak like them? I'm so slow. I'll never reach that level.
Yes, but we forget that everyone learns at their own speed. You don't see their failures, their mistakes, their struggles. You only see their results.
Exactly. Comparing your first step to someone else's 100th step will always make you feel like you're failing.
But here's the good news. The moment you understand that fear, embarrassment, and comparison are the real enemies, you can finally break free.
Yes, because English itself isn't hard. What's hard is dealing with emotions around English.
If you've ever wanted to quit, if you've ever felt hopeless, if you've ever said, English is not for me, I want you to know you're not alone. Millions of people feel the same way.
And you don't have to quit. Your English journey is not over. You just need to learn without fear, without pressure, without comparing yourself to others.
Okay, take a deep breath. You're doing better than you think.
Coming up next, we're going to share real-life stories of struggle from English learners just like you, and even from our own lives. These stories will show you that every strong English speaker was once a beginner too.
All right, now let's get personal. Because sometimes the most powerful lessons come from real stories, real people, real struggles.
Yes, and I want to start with someone I'll never forget. His name was Daniel. He moved to the U.S. when he was 26, and he couldn't speak English at all.
I remember this story. He told you he felt invisible, right?
Yes. He said every time someone spoke English, it felt like the world was moving fast around him, and he was stuck in slow motion. He avoided talking, avoided meeting people, avoided everything.
That's heartbreaking, but also so relatable.
One day, he went to a grocery store, and the cashier asked, "Do you want a bag?" He didn't understand. People behind him started getting impatient, and he panicked. He ran out of the store without buying anything.
Wow.
He cried when he got home. He told me, "Maybe English is not for me." But guess what? He did not give up. He started practicing 10 minutes a day, listening, repeating, speaking to himself in the mirror. And 1 year later, he was confident, he had a job, he had friends. All because he didn't quit.
That reminds me of a student I once taught. Aisha. She was so smart, so passionate. But she was terrified to speak English. She would write perfect paragraphs, but during speaking exercises, she froze.
What was she afraid of?
Judgment. When she was in school, a teacher made fun of her pronunciation. Just once. But that wound stayed for years. She carried that shame everywhere.
That's exactly what we talked about earlier. One moment can stay forever.
Yes. But one day, during class, she finally spoke. Her voice was shaking. Her hands were shaking. But she spoke. And after she finished, everyone clapped. She cried, not because she was embarrassed, but because she realized she had been carrying fear she didn't need.
What happened after that?
She started practicing short sentences every day. Today, she works in customer service, in English, and she loves it. Her confidence changed her life. And that brings us to the end of today's conversation. If you're still here listening, that already shows your dedication. Most people quit, but you didn't, and that makes you special.
Remember this. Struggling doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're growing. Every new word, every sentence you speak, every mistake, it's all part of your journey.
Don't be hard on yourself. Learning a language is not easy, and you're doing better than you think. Even on the days you feel slow or frustrated, keep going.
And if no one has told you today, we're proud of you. You are capable. You are improving. And you will speak English confidently. Just don't stop.
If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us reach more learners around the world.
And share this video with someone who is also struggling. You might be the reason they don't give up.